Hi, I'm Chelsey June.
And I'm Jaaji.
And we are Twin Flames. Thank you so much, Summer Solstice Indigenous Music Festival, for having us be with you today. We're so excited to share some of our songs and stories and a little bit about our cultural backgrounds and where we come from. So you've probably learned about that big word Indigenous in school by now. Well, underneath that big word, there are three distinct groups. There are the Métis, Inuit, and First Nations. So between Jaaji and I, we belong to all three of those groups. We're really proud of that, and our cultures definitely play a role in our music and what we present to the world. The first song we're going to sing is called Plain Song. It's a song about being proud of who you are and where you come from, no matter where that is. Because we all have stories that are unique to us alone, and it's important to share those stories and to be proud. Hi, 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 hi. 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 Put in our place, told we'd belong. Scared to speak up, scared we'd be wrong. What if in that moment we stood tall? Refused to surrender, refused to fall. Hi, 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 hi. 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 Dare to reach out, don't feel alone. Stand all together and stand strong. For we can be the change we wish to see. It's all up to you, it's up to me. Stand proud and sing it. Hi, 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 hi. Sing it with us. Hi, 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 hi. Hi, 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 hi. Hi, 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 hi. Dare to stand out, don't be the same. Soar like the eagle in your veins. Be proud of who you are and what remains. Look in the mirror and sing. Hi, 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 hi. Sing it with us. Hi, 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 hi. Hi, 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 hi. Hi, 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 hi. Listen to the voice that's deep inside. The one that tells you not to hide. Don't follow the path that lies ahead. Make your own road instead. Stand proud and sing it. Hi, 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 hi. 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 Hi, hi.
So earlier I said, my name is Jaaji. Jaaji is George in Inuk. I come from a little town called Huaktak. Huaktak is in Nunavik. Nunavik is in the northernmost part of the province of Quebec. I was very fortunate that I grew up on the land with my grandparents. You know, they taught me a lot of things. They taught me that we have to be prepared for everything, and we have to be able to communicate in order to get to where we want. Like that translates into everything we do in life. We have to be able to communicate. Without communication, we won't resolve problems. So Haigit is about that. It's about two people resolving issues, talking it out, figuring each other out, solving problems together. This is So Haigit.
so sorry. Ilan yung ito, ilan yung ito ko nga, I'm so sorry.
Thank you. So, if you're wondering what this instrument is, this is called an Indigenous spirit flute. I've been extremely fortunate to receive beautiful flutes from amazing Indigenous flute makers in Canada and the United States. They have been such a beautiful part of my healing journey. For both Jaaji and I, music truly helps us heal our own hearts, and we also hope that it helps those when they need it the most. That's what's so powerful about music, is that we can reach people from all different cultures all around the world just through a song. This next song we're going to sing for you is called Native by Nature. Native by Nature is a really important song that I wrote to help myself fit in with cultural differences. You know, I'm a big mixing pot of cultures, so I have Indigenous heritage as well as settler heritage. And learning to navigate that and find my place in this world has been not always the easiest thing. Maybe you too at times have found it hard to fit in. So this song, Native by Nature, has kind of become a personal anthem song about reclaiming who I am. Think you can tell me who I am? This is our home and native land. Guess you can't see it on my face. Time, generations, it has been erased, but I can feel it in my bones, and in my blood that flows. Feel it deep down in my soul. Why? 'Cause I'm native by nature. Native by nature. Oh, native by nature. Oh. Grandfather, no, he wasn't proud. Stereotypes were spoken out loud, and he chose to hide it all away. But I choose to bring it back today, 'cause I'm native by nature. Native by nature. Oh, native by nature. Oh. Blood memories are never lost, for they are ours to find. They lay within us, deep inside our minds. Follow the ancestors, listen to what they've said. Live a life where everything is sacred. Treat yourself and others with respect. Time has come to make a change, and be proud of what remains. And our hearts, they all beat the same. Let's not waste another day, 'cause we're native by nature. Native by nature. Oh, native by nature. Oh.
The next song we're going to sing for you is a song called Tanisi. Tanisi in Inuktitut means to dance in English. You know, where I come from, especially over the Christmas holidays, there's about 3 weeks of dancing every night. Square dancing, they call it. The jig. You know, once upon a time, we danced to the khilaut, which is an Inuk hand drum, which shamans and our elders would dance to say thanks for the abundance of food that we received for the seasons. And today, we still practice it, but we've also adopted Danisik, the jig.
The last song we're going to sing for you is a song called Human. Human is a really important song to both Jaaji and I. It's a song that we were asked to write a few years ago now for UNESCO to celebrate 2019's International Year of Indigenous Languages. You know, as songwriters, whenever we're asked to write a song for something so cool, we get extremely excited, and it's just been beautiful to see how far this song has traveled and how many languages this song has been translated into.
When I say inubunga, I am saying I am human. When I say inubunga, I am saying I am people. But the most important one, when I say inubunga, I am saying I am alive. And those three words in my language, in Inuk, mean the same thing in my language, in my mother tongue. Inuvunga. We are all human.
Ukhausera kunga Pitu hakchame Sivole pavanon Atoktolau to me Tigo mekunga Kayu sinekara Angayokaka no do kaya lauma. I have a language that was born with time, passed on through generations, one of a kind. Keep it close to me, close to my heart. Share for all to hear, I will do my part. I am proud, je suis fier of who I am. I am human, I am people, I am human, I am people. I am proud, je suis fier of who I am. I am proud, je suis fier of who I am. We are trying to find a place. Il n'est pas trop tard, il n'est pas trop tard. We are all the human race. Il faut faire l'effort, il n'est pas trop tard. I am proud, je suis fier of who I am. I am human, I am people,
I am human,
I am people.
Our elders say we were given our languages from the animals, from the trees, yet we cut them down. Many things have been taken from our people, yet we are still here. Our languages are not lost, but simply resting, waiting to be reawakened.
We are human, we are people, we are human, we are people, we are human, we are
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Chimikwich. Welcome back, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us for this question and answer period. So the very first question we have is, when did you first learn music and what did you learn first?
Oh, that's a great question. I always say that I'm a late bloomer. I learned to play guitar at a very later age, and that's a perfect example of when we say it is never too late. You're never too old to learn something new. So I think I learned how to play guitar, and the moment I learned how to play, then I started adding words, which I sung too.
So for myself, I was about 5 years old and I loved playing the piano at my grandparents' house. So I'd spend hours and hours playing the piano. And I think it was right around the age of 5 as well that I noticed I could sing a little differently than other people. And so I've been doing that pretty much my whole life. But I suffered a lot with shyness and stage fright. And so I didn't actually ever perform in front of people publicly until the age of 27. And so for myself as well, I was quite the late bloomer in music. The next question is, how does your language and culture influence your music?
Another great question. I'm gonna start because I also sing or no Inuktitut, which is my mother tongue. I'm just very gracious that my wife is able to sing Inuktitut with me, and I find that pretty cool that she learned how to sing the words. I think it's the inverse. I believe that the music influences the language and the culture, and I think it just kind of chooses what it wants to be as we develop sound. Let's say we find the melody, and then all of a sudden it starts to kind of automatically find its own words.
So for myself, I don't speak any of my Indigenous languages that are part of my heritage. They've been not spoken in my family for many generations now. And so I always feel very honored that I get to sing in Inuktitut with Jaaji. So language, I think, is really important, especially when we're creating music. I think it's important for young Inuit children to be able to hear music in their own language in their communities. And it's also really important for the rest of the world to discover Inuktitut. It's one of the oldest languages. So I think it's really cool that we get to do that. I think our cultures just happen to influence our music because it's a huge part of both of our lives and a huge part of our healing journeys. I mentioned that earlier when I was talking about my spirit flute, but both Yai and I have found a tremendous amount of healing in our music. And a lot of Indigenous people are on a healing journey and overcoming a lot of things that have happened over multiple generations in our families. And so I think when we're sharing our songs and our stories, it's also really important for others to get a little window and a little idea of the things that we have both individually lived. The next question is, was your culture always a part of your life, and who taught you about your culture?
I was adopted traditionally by my grandparents on my Inuk side. Although I had a relationship with my Mohawk dad and my grandparents on my mother's side, they were born on the land. They were born in igloos, and so for myself, I got to experience what it would have been like before technology, before electricity, before all of the stuff that we have today at basically the touch of a phone. And so I felt very, I guess, honored that I got to be raised by them.
For myself, I was always raised knowing that we had Indigenous heritage. From a very young age, I was taught to be very proud of that. And I was also taught about the resilience behind our people still being here. And so I definitely carry that with me, and it has definitely played a big role in my life. I'm really grateful to my mother as well, who was raised by her great-grandmother. And so her story as well is a bit unique, as she had a very close tie to the culture and to that sense of pride and identity. So the next question is, who is your musical influence, favorite artist, and why?
I'm gonna get you to answer this one first? Because I've answered every one, and I think your stories are pretty awesome.
It's always hard for me to choose. I think, music was a huge part of my upbringing. Every day, every evening, music was on in my house. And so I had parents that were extremely into music, all different kinds of music. And so I grew up with a lot of 70s folk music and 80s music, and then even into early 90s music. So I think a lot of those genres definitely cross over and influence my songwriting and music today. I think, my all-time, it's so hard to choose. One of my all-time favorite songwriters is a lady called Brandi Carlile from the United States. She's absolutely incredible. I really love Stevie Nicks from Fleetwood Mac. And Carole King as well was an incredible songwriter. So there's just so many. It's so hard to choose. My all-time favorite duo is a duo called the Civil Wars, and they're no longer together, but they produced one album, and I think that's my favorite album of all time.
Myself, that's a tough question too, because there are so many. I got to grow up with amazing music. I think when I started really appreciating music was in the 90s, especially in the grunge period, as they call it. I'm not sure if you're familiar with the band called Nirvana or Soundgarden or Silverchair, all those amazing bands. So that I think really influenced my listening. What made me want to become a musician was a fellow by the name of Chris Martin. He runs Coldplay, and he sang this song, very simple video he made about a song called Yellow. He's just walking on the beach with a guitar. And back then I was not playing guitar, and I was not even thinking about being a musician, but it made me want to become a musician. And so I always look back at that. And these days on Spotify, I listen to a lot of acoustic grunge.
Awesome. So the final question is, what is most important? What's the most important thing to you about music? I think for me, as I kind of, I guess, chatted a bit about it during the presentation, but for me, when I was young, I loved to believe in magic. I still kind of do, even as a grown-up. And to me, music is the closest thing to magic in this world. Because when I stand on stage and I sing for people, the energy that's exchanged and that feeling of getting to do what you love the most in the world with someone that I happen to love the most as well is truly just magic together, and we get to travel all around the world, and we get to meet people and share stories and make those connections and truly human connections. So I'm really grateful for all of that.
The essence of music, it's the spiritual part of it, the simplicity. Even though there are all kinds of songs from all over the world in all different languages, but if you dissect a song, there is no language, and that's the beauty of it. It's very subjective. We can all choose what we love to listen to, and we don't have to force it on anybody. And that's what I love about music. And we get to go all around the world sharing our music in different languages, and often people come up to us and say, wow, that was amazing. And that goes to show you, when people go out to listen to something, they actually come in with open hearts and open minds. And that's music.
It brings us all together. So Chimigwich, that's thank you in Algonquin. Thank you so much for having us again.
Nakot make in Inuk titut and Yawan in Mohawk.
Thank you so much. Have a beautiful day.